Om Dakshinasya Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Smarya Guru Parampara Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaran Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशववामन कृष्णपाण्डुरङ्ग आनंद परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शंकर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति. So we saw up till the verse 16th of Ramagita, where Bhagwan Ram, the Guru, is talking about the Vedantic way of teaching. When Lakshmana asked for that knowledge or the Atma Jnanam, which liberates a person from the samsara once and for all, forever, please give me that knowledge. When he asked, first Lord Ram started teaching exactly the way Upanishads teach, about how a person is supposed to do his Nitya Naimitika karmas depending upon his Varna and Ashrama Dharma for Chitta Shuddhi. And once there is sufficient Chitta Shuddhi and Yogyata for Jnana Prapti, then the person has to go for Jnana Yoga. That was what was being told. And Lord Ram brought a few Purva Pakshis also, who were very much there at that time, who wanted to say that karma can never be given up totally. There are two philosophies which say that karma means not a regular going, coming and eating, sleeping. That's not. The Vaidika karmas, the ritualistic karmas. At that time, there were Purva Mimamsakas, those who depended entirely on the Veda Purva, who said that knowledge or Atma Jnanam is only an appendage of Veda Purva. Veda Purva means what? What you have to do, what you should not do, according to your Varna, according to your Ashrama, what all you have to do, what all you should not do. All those things are told in that. Nitya karmas, what are they? Naimitya karmas, what are they? What are the satellite karmas that have to be done? So according to the Purva Mimamsa people, or those who depend upon only Veda Purva, this ritualistic karma is enough for moksha. There is no need for jnana. Then there were another type of philosopher who was called as a Jnana Karma Samuchaya Vadi, who said that knowledge alone is not sufficient for moksha. Even if you get knowledge, the knowledge requires the help of karma. Knowledge is not independently capable of giving moksha. That is what the Jnana Karma Samuchaya Vadi says. Now we will take only these two. We will not go to the other matas. And Lord Rama brought in these two and said ultimately that, see Lakshmana, yes, you have to do the Veda injuncted karmas or the ritualistic karma according to your Varna and Ashrama till you are prepared for this Atma Jnanam. Now the other issue comes now. In today's world, we are no longer a Vaidika society, correct? We are not a Vedic society anymore. We are not following the Vaidika dharmas. We are following maybe the ethics, depending upon our society and the religion that we are following or whatever it is. But none of us, I can say 98, maybe 99% of us are no longer following the Vedika dharmas, the strict injunctions of the karmas that are supposed to be followed. There may be very, very, very few, maybe those who can be counted on on fingers, those who are following that which is supposed to be followed according to the Vedika lifestyle. So the Vedic lifestyle is no longer there. We are not following all those Nitya Naimitika karmas. Then what about us then? In what way are we going to make ourselves prepared for this knowledge? Because we have to develop the Jnana Yogyata Prapti. How are we going to develop this? What is that? How are we going to develop the capacity or the yogyata for that? I have to be prepared, intellect prepared. So in today's world, we have replaced all that was done, in the Shrauta karmas, or those that were talked about by the Shruti to be done by a Grahastha. Now they have all been replaced by Pancha Mahayajnas. I have already talked to you earlier also about Pancha Mahayajnas, because most of the Nitya Naimitika karmas of the Vedic injunctions involve nothing other than the Pancha Mahayajnas and probably some Smarta karmas also, like helping people and other things. And you know that the Pancha Mahayajnas are Deva Yajna in the form of Pujana, Devata Pujanam, Kirtanam, Namasmaranam, remembering Ishvara, thanking Ishvara for whatever I have got today. Not only that, I can still do Karma Yoga in the form of offering my actions to the Lord, accepting whatever comes as Ishvara Prasada. For that, I don't have to be in the Vedic times. All the Panchamahayajnas that I am doing, I can do them as an offering to the Lord, to my Ishta Devata, whoever it is, whatever it is. And then accept whatever comes out of my Panchamahayajnas karma as the prasada from the Lord. So Deva Yajna, then we have Pitru Yajna. At least once in a year, giving Tarpana, Pinda and Tarpana to our ancestors. Is it necessary to be done? If it is done, it is good for us. That's all. Somebody asked my Vedanta Guru, how will they know whether it's so many years we are still doing? They may be reborn again. How do we know that whatever we have done as Pitru Karma will reach them? Okay. So my Guru said, don't worry whether it reaches them or not. It is good for you, you do it. That's it. So Pitru Karma, we are supposed to do every Amavasya, we are supposed to give Tarpana. We are not doing that. Or at least every tithi of those people who have passed away, on that tithi we are supposed to give Tarpana and whatever Shraddha we are supposed to do. Shraddhaya diyate iti Shraddha. With Shraddha we give something in the form of food, in the form of water, Tarpana, and in the form of our prayers to the departed. Because they have played a great role in making me what I am today. So every Amavasya, who does it? Nobody does it. Whenever you go to any Tirtha Kshetra like Gaya or Varanasi or something like that, give, Pinda Pradana or Tarpana. Do we do it? No, we don't do it. At least once in a year, can we do that? At least at the time of Pitru Paksha, can we do that for all those, ancestors whom I remember generally? Give them, do a simple Shraddha ceremony. It's my thanksgiving, basically, to them. Similarly, Deva Yajna is also thanksgiving. There is rain still coming where we are not having water problems. We are having enough of food to eat. Still the seasons are coming in time. Okay? To some extent, to whatever extent we are safe. And we are really lucky to be born in Bharat, because at least whatever we may talk about ourselves, at least we are not in countries where we are suffering like what they are suffering now. No. So we are lucky to be born in a country like Bharat, where we are, maybe it's all God's grace. We are exposed to this knowledge. We are exposed to that kind of a Sanatana Dharma. Therefore, we are lucky that we are here in this situation. And we are lucky that Manushyattvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshraya. We have gurus who are there all the time who will give us this knowledge. And therefore, we have this Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, thanksgiving to the Lord, thanksgiving to our ancestors, because of whom we are here doing well to whatever extent. Then we have got Rishi Yajna. They have given us so much of knowledge. This is Rishi Yajna or Brahma Yajna. It's called as Rishi Yajna or Brahma Yajna. What we are studying for the last 6 years, this is nothing but Rishi Yajna. When we offer our Bhashya Parayana in the Mat, it's nothing but Rishi Yajna. So all those rishis who have given us this knowledge in the form of the Upanishads, in the form of Vedas, and to that Bhagwan Vyasa, who has divided everything in such a way that it is easily understood. So it is our gratitude to the rishis that we are studying all these things. And at the same time, they are blessing us, that this makes a difference in our lives. To whatever extent it helps us in, minimizing our samsara. And if we are really, if God has blessed us, and if we have a Tivra Mumukshutvam and a good teacher, then definitely moksha is also possible here and now. Okay, Sadhyo Mukti, Jivan Mukti is possible here and now. Therefore, Rishi Yajna. That is something you read from the Vedas, discuss something, go to Atma Jnanam, listen to the Guru, what he has to say, study some of these texts. We are studying Ramagita. By studying Ramagita now for 13 or 14 weeks, what are we going to do? We are going to keep this alive. This Ramagita has come another 13, 14 weeks. It's kept alive. The next time, somebody else teaches it, it is kept. So it goes, it doesn't stagnate. So our purpose of studying the Shastra, trying to understand the Shastra, is not for the sake of fulfilling our desires, but to continue that knowledge, the stream of knowledge continues. So Rishi Yajna or Brahma Yajna is then Manushya Yajna. What they did in the form of Atiti Satkara, Dana, Dharma, this is Manushya Yajna only. We share whatever resources we have with others, Dana. When somebody needy is there, we try to help them in any field that they need something, Dana. Some kind of a tapas we are doing for the good of the others. At least every day, let us pray, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Even that one single prayer that I do every day is a Manushya Yajna. Okay? And that is I want good for everybody. Let everybody be happy. Let every animal be happy. Let every living being be happy. Let nobody be unhappy. It's a universal prayer, Manushya Yajna. Helping Manushas as much as we can. If not helping, at least don't cause problems to them. Remain neutral, Manushya Yajna. Then we have got Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta here means other animals. Taking care of animals, feeding animals, not harming them. Not unnecessarily killing animals for our sake. Killing animals just because, we want our stomachs to become the graveyards of, the animals. What is it? What are we achieving out of this? So at least if we can show some daya, karuna to animals, Bhuta Yajna. There are many people who keep, pots of water outside in summer for the birds and, others to feed. Yes, all this is Bhuta Yajna. So all that, what was done as Vaidika karma or ritualistic karma in the Vedic lifestyle, now can be condensed to Panchamahayajnas. And when these Panchamahayajnas are done with the attitude of offering all of them to the Lord and receiving whatever phala comes as Lord's prasada, and not having any sankalpa when we are doing all these things. I'm feeding the animals because I want this. No. I'm doing Pitri Yajna not because I want something from them. No. It is my duty. As a human being, as a Sanatani, it is my duty to do these things. So I do that. And for what purpose I do that? For Chitta Shuddhi. So, Chitta Shuddhi till a time comes when I'm able to understand what the Shastra is saying. That's what he told in the 16th verse. And in the 17th verse, we also saw that Yavat sharirādishu māyayātmadhīhi tāvat vidheyo vidhivāda karmanam neti iti vakyairakhilam nishidhyatat jnatva paratmanam matha tyajet kriyaha. So, hey Lakshmana, yavat shariradishu mayaya atmadhihi. Because of ignorance and maya, as long as we have an entanglement with our body as I, okay, dehatma bhava, as long as we have to do the karmas. What karmas? Whatever has been told by the Vedas to be done. And in today's parlance, Panchamahayajnas. But once, neti iti vakyaihi akhilam nishidya. Once I have come to Jnana Yoga, and once I have understood that everything other than I, the knower, is not me. The whole world, nothing, this name and form, no, I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not this body. I'm not this mind. I'm not the sense organs. I'm not even the buddhi. I'm not this. Ultimately, after negating everything, neti, iti, after negating everything, what remains? The very negator consciousness, the very subject remains. Because our teaching is what? I, the subject, is the only subject, and that is Atma. Everything else is the object up till my Karana Shariram. From the world, from the planet Pluto, or if there is any other planet beyond that also, whatever it is, from there up till this Karana Shariram is Anatma. Because I, the Atma, is the knower of all these things. Then who am I? I am the very knower consciousness, Atma. And by negating everything as an Atma, once I realize that I am the Atma, knowing this Paramatmanam, knowing myself to be that Paramatma, negating everything, then I become automatically an Akriyaha, an Akarta. When I am an Akarta, then there is no need for me to do anything. Even if I am doing Panchamahayajnas, I am not doing it with the attitude that I am the doer. It is only because I am an instrument in Ishvara's hands, and whatever Ishvara wants me to do, I am doing it. I am not the Karta, nor am I the Bhokta. The difference between a Karma Yogi and a Jnani is the Karma Yogi still has Kartritvam, Bhoktritvam, and he wants to dilute it by offering his karma to the Lord and accepting the phalam as prasada. Whereas a Jnani knows that I am akarta asmi, abhokta asmi. There is no question of offering any karma or receiving the karma phala, because I am neither the karta nor the bhokta. And whatever karma is happening, I am not the doer. Who's the doer? Ishvara sankalpataya, Ishvara sankalpataya. Whatever is happening, I am only an instrument in those particular things that are to be done. That's all. Therefore, he says, Tyajet kriyaha. Okay, and actions are given up totally by a Jnani. Not because he wants to give them up voluntarily, but the kartritvam itself drops. When the kartritvam drops, no actions are really happening on the part of a jnani. Then next he goes to the same neti neti, another vakya he talks about. And we'll go to the 18th verse where he says, Yada paratmatma vibheda bhedakam vijnanamatmanyavabhati bhaswaram tadaiva maya praviliyate sakaraka karanamatma samsritehe. So he say, Yada, when Paratma Atma Vibheda Bhedakam Jnanam or Vijnanam. When the Atma Jnanam, which destroys the difference or the Bheda between Atma and Anatma. So this is called as Paratma Atma Vibheda Bhedaka Vijnanam. It may look as if these words are, very, the sentences are too big, but it is not so. What he's saying, if we split the words properly, we will know that it is not really difficult. Yada, when. Paratma Atma Vibheda Bhedakam Vijnanam. When this knowledge, what is that knowledge? Mahavakya. What is the Mahakya? Tat Tvam Asi. That means what? Tat Paramatma or Ishvara Tvam Atma Eva Asi. This is called as the Paratma Atma Vibheda Bhedaka Vijnanam or Vakya. So means whatever Bheda is there now between me and Paramatma, that Bheda is destroyed. Vibheda Bhedakam. Bhedaka means the one which destroys. What destroys? Vijnanam. What Vijnanam? Tat Tvam Asi iti Mahavakya Vijnanam. What does it do? It destroys. What does it destroy? The Bheda between me and Ishvara. So, Paratma Atma Vibheda Bhedakam Vijnanam Atmani Avabhati. When that knowledge shines through in me. Okay, Avabhati means it shines. Okay, Yada Vijnanam Avabhati. What Vijnanam? Jivatma Paramatma Aikya Jnanam. Jivatma Paramatma Abheda Jnanam, which we saw in Narada Bhakti Sutra also. Parabhakti, isn't it? So, this Paratma Atma Vibhedaka, Bhedaka Vakyam, Vibheda Bhedaka Vakyam Vijnanam Atmani Avabhati. When it is clear to me in my intellect, when I clearly understand this vritti or this knowledge that you are not different from Brahman. Tata Brahma Tvam Eva Asi iti, that Vakyam, Vijnana Vakyam, that is called as the Vijnanam or knowledge, Avabhati, when it shines, where? Atmani, in me, in my intellect. Then what happens? Avabhati Bhaswaram. Bhaswaram, that shining knowledge. That is, Paravidya. That is the Paravidya. Tattvamasi alone is Paravidya. Before that, everything is a preparation. Everything that is done before is a preparation. This is the only real Paravidya. And what is it? Avabhati Bhaswaram. This bright knowledge of Abheda between the self, Atma, and Paramatma is shining forth. Then what happens? Tadaiva maya praviliyate anjasa. Tadaiva, at the same time. When the knowledge appears, when the knowledge occurs, tadaiva, at the same time, maya praviliyate. Maya or the ignorance which caused the bheda between me and Paramatma, praviliyate, is gone. And anjasa, immediately. Tadaiva, anjasa, immediately. It's not as if, when you bring the light into a dark room, it's not as if the light comes and slowly darkness disappears. It's not like that. When you bring light into a dark room, the minute the bringing in of the light and disappearance of darkness is simultaneous. Similarly, this shining light of Atma Vidya, Aham Brahmasmi, or the Mahavakya, and disappearance of Avidya, of Maya, is one and the same, which happens at the same moment, at the same time. So tadaiva Maya praviliyate anjasa sakaraka karanam atma samsritehe. And what is this Maya responsible for? Atma samsriti means what? For coming back again and again and again into the wheel of life and death, birth and death, birth and death. Coming back into the wheel of birth and death, it is because of Ajnana. Why? We have already spoken about it. What happens when there is Ajnanam? I do not know that I am Atma. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Atma Ahamasmi iti I do not know. What does this do? Forget about myself being Paramatma. That is very far away. But I don't know who I am. Maya has veiled my intellect that my real Swarupam I do not know. So what is the consequence of this? I take myself to be the limited body, mind, sense complex. I take myself to be the Apurna Jiva. Correct? From Atma, I have converted myself to the Jiva. So what happens? Because of Apurnatvam, I feel I can fulfill that Apurnatvam by going after the things of the world outside, going after people, going after situations, putreshana, lokeshana, vittaishana, etc. So there is a kama. So avidya, apurnatvam, kama. When there is a kama, what happens? Karma. Because I don't get whatever I want sitting in one place, no? I have to make an effort for it. So karma. Every time I do whatever karma, karma phala is there. And I accept the karma phala as mine. And not only I accept, I say, yo, this much only. I did so much, I should have got more. I deserve more. See that person? He was always failing in the class. See, he is doing so much better than me. So apurnatvam never goes. Whatever I get, karma phala, that is not enough for me. And that karma phala goes on accumulating. And when do I complete or work out that karma phala? One life is not enough. That karma phala joins the sanchita. Come back again. Same thing. Avidya, apurnatvam, kama, karma, karma phala, janma. Avidya, kama, karma, janma. Avidya, kama, karma, janma. We go on like this is what is called as the samsriti. And Maya is responsible for this Atma Samsriti. Atma here means the Jiva. Here, the Jivas coming back again and again, coming and going and coming and going. It is responsible. And once this Maya is gone, because of this shining vritti or shining knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi, what happens then? There is no question of any kind of a samsriti again. By all my sanchita karmas, the jnana agni bhasmasat kurute sarva karmani. Where did we see this? In Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Okay. Jnana agni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. All the sanchita karmas standing in my account are gone. Why? Because the kartritvam itself is gone. The karta himself or herself is gone. For example, I have a bank account and there is money in my bank account. I draw whenever I want, but there is some sanchita money there in my account and I die. What happens? It's no longer in my account. Correct? It doesn't come with me when I go. When I die, the whatever money is there in my account remains there. If somebody else has been nominated, yes. Otherwise, it remains like thousands of crores are remaining in so many accounts unused because the person, the account holder is dead. Similarly, with Atma Jnana, the account holder called as the Karta, who's holding the account of all the previous karmas, is gone, dead and gone. Dead means not physically, body-wise dead. He's no longer there. Then what happens when such a thing happens? When such a thing happens, then no karyam of Maya will work. So he says, Tadaiva Maya praviliyate anjasa sakaraka. All these. From Maya what happened? Apurnatvam. From Apurnatvam what came? Kama came. From Kama what happened? Karma came. From Karma what happened? Karma phala came. From Karma phala what happened? Janma came. From Janma what happened? Mrityu came. Okay, so this is all the whole Sakaraka Maya. Maya is doing all these karyams of Maya are once and for all gone. This is the knowledge. And therefore, when the Kartritvam itself is gone, where is the need for any person to do any kind of a Vaidika karma, any kind of a ritualistic karma? It is not necessary to be done. Okay. But then if you want to do it, if it's a grahastha, a jnani, grahastha jnani, he has an option. He can take sannyasa and go away like Yajnavalkya did, or I stay back wherever I am for whatever reason, play my role, do my responsibilities, and at the end of it, what? I do whatever has to be done without taking any ownership of the action for that. So we'll go to the 19th verse. Shruti pramanabhivinashita chasa katam bhavishyatyapi karyakarini vijnanamatrad amaladvitiyatah tasmad vidyana punarbhavishyati. There is always a doubt now. Okay, aham brahmasmi knowledge I have had. Okay, I am having this knowledge. Maya is gone. Will Maya come back again? Will my ignorance come back again? No. Moksha is the nitya phalam. Aham brahmasmi knowledge, once it removes my Maya and I understand that I am that Atma Swarupa who is none other than Brahman, that is a permanent knowledge. That is a knowledge which does not go away. That is a knowledge by which there is no question of Maya coming back. Ignorance is gone once and for all. It doesn't come back. See, once I clearly know 2 plus 2 is 4. My ignorance is gone. Will it come back again? Till I die, I know 2 plus 2 is 4. Unless I have dementia or something. Otherwise, 2 plus 2 is 4 is something I know very clearly. My ignorance about 2 plus 2 doesn't come back. Once I have understood very clearly that 2 plus 2 is 4. Correct? Similarly, once I have clearly understood Aham Brahma Asmi, there is no question of Maya or ignorance coming back again at all in any form. So he says, Shruti Pramana Abhivinashita Chasa. This Shruti Pramana means what? Aham Brahmasmi is a Shruti Pramana. It has not come from anywhere else. It has come from where? From Shruti. It has come from Shruti. So Shruti Pramana Abhinashita. Okay? Shruti Pramana Abhivinashita cha sa. Who's that sa? Maya. This Maya which has been completely destroyed by the Shruti Pramana. What is Shruti Pramana? Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, and hundreds of other Mahavakyas and the teachings of the Shruti, teachings of the Upanishads is ultimately called as Shruti Pramana. And what does Shruti Pramana do? Shruti Pramana Abhivinashita cha sa. Sa means Maya. We have to bring from the previous verse, Tadaiva Maya Praviliyate. So, Shruti Pramana, or the only proof of Aham Brahmasmi is only the Shruti or the Upanishads. So Shruti Pramana means Vedanta Pramana. So Vedanta Pramana, what does it do? Abhi Vinashitacha Sa. This Maya is destroyed. Sa Maya. Abhi Vinashita Shruti Pramanena. By Shruti Pramana, this Maya is completely taken care of. It is completely destroyed. Then Satcha Maya Katham Bhavishyatyapi Karyakarini. How can Satcha Maya become a Karyakarini again once it is completely destroyed by the Shruti Pramana? Isn't it? Now, it is like you must have heard, see, the Karana Prapancha or the Karana Sharira or this Avidya, which is, becoming Karta, body, mind, sense complex, etc. When it is gone, this Ahankara or this Karana Sharira remains till this person dies. But it is like a roasted seed. We have seen this also earlier. Okay? A roasted seed, when you put into the soil, it does not germinate and become a plant. A roasted seed is good to eat. A roasted seed cannot become a plant. Therefore, this knowledge which burns off the avidya, that Maya completely burns off, the Maya is no longer able to, Maya means avidya, in me, in an individual, in that individual, is not able to again sprout its effects. What are the effects of Maya? Same thing, apurnatvam, kama, karma. So avidya does not sprout into its karyas. It is once and for all completely destroyed. The ahankara is also destroyed in such a way that it is there as a bhushanam for me. Even a jnani has to have some small ahankara. Without that, he cannot teach. A jnani cannot be a teacher without ahankara. A jnani cannot live without ahankara. But what is a jnani's ahankara? It is like a roasted seed. It does not give rise to any further lives, cycles of lives and death. But that ahankara, like the roasted seed, can be useful to teach the others and also to be a model to the others. And therefore he says, Katham bhavishyati api karyakarini. How can such a Maya or Ajnanam or Avidya, all are same. Maya, Avidya, Ajnanam, they're all the same. Katham bhavishyati api karyakarini. How can such a Maya or Avidya become capable of sprouting its effects? It cannot. It says, asking a question, Katham bhavishyati api. Once this Maya, that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the sense complex, I don't know who I am. Once this is destroyed, how can this Maya come back again and start, sprouting all its effects again? Katham bhavishyati api karyakarini. How can this ajnanam or Maya become again a karyakarini? It is not possible. Then vijnana matrat amalad advitiyaha tasmad avidya na punar bhavishyati. And what is this vijnanam? Because of what? Maya cannot come back again. There is a doubt. Many people, those, I talked about a group called Jnana Karma Samuchayavadis. You know what they say? Even after the knowledge, you have to keep doing all the karma. Why? Otherwise, ignorance will come back again. According to them, moksha is not a permanent phalam. Whereas moksha is nitya phalam. There's no question of ignorance coming back again. But here, so he says, Vijnanad Advitiyaha Amalaha vijnana matrat. That knowledge, which is advitiya Brahma, ekameva advitiya, knowledge of that ekameva advitiya Brahma, amala, very pure knowledge, okay, that very pure knowledge which talks about, the abheda between Jiva and Ishvara. Once such a knowledge has happened in the intellect of a Jiva, it has destroyed this Maya completely. Abhivinashita Maya. Okay. How can such an avidya, okay, tasmad avidya na punarbhavati. It does not come back, O Lakshmana. It does not come back. Let's not forget that this is a dialogue between Rama and Lakshmana. So, how can it come back again? It cannot come back. Na punar bhavishyati. Next, we'll go to the 20th verse. And there is a thing then. Yadi smanashta punah prasuyate कर्ताहमस्येति मतिः कथं भवेत् तस्मात् स्वतन्त्रा न किमप्यपेक्षते विद्या विमोक्षाय विभाति केवला. So, again Rama is telling that yadi, that means if, sma, if that is true, that nashta, who is nashta? Vidya nashta. Na punaha prasuyate. Once destroyed, this avidya, maya, na prasuyate, does not come back again. Then, how can I have karta ahamasya iti matihi katham bhavet? I am the doer. I have done this. I have done this. Okay? So, how can you say that? You cannot say that, isn't it? That I am the doer is gone. Maya has destroyed the doership totally. Therefore, yadi sma nashta na punaha prasuyate. Yadi sma nashta maya avidya na punaha prasuyate, doesn't come back again. Karta ahamasya iti matihi katam bhavet. Katam bhavet matihi. Aham karta iti matihi katam bhavet. From where does this come? Mati means my idea. I am the doer. I am doing this particular thing for the sake of this. I have done this. I have done this. Okay, will that particular thing come? No, it does not come, isn't it? There was one fellow, who killed somebody. And he said, I have not killed it. God has killed him. Okay, so Lord in some form came and asked him, who built this house? I built this house. Who stays here? I stay here. Who has done all these things? I have done. He asked many questions, and for everything he said, I have done it. I have done it. I have done it. Then who killed that person? Said, no, God killed that person. So when it comes to, when you don't want to accept that you have done something, then God is there. Otherwise, everything is me. I have done it. I have done it. I have done it. So what he says here is that, what Shruti says is that when Maya is completely, permanently and once for all and forever destroyed and the Nitya Phalam of moksha is there is no kartritvam whatsoever. Kartritvam does not come back. So how can such a person, karta aham asya iti matihi katham bhavet? I am the doer of this action. Iti, how can a jnani say? He cannot say. Then what will he say? He'll say, gunaha guneshu vartante, indriyani indriyartheshu vartante, na aham kinchit karomi, Ishvara sankalpa is happening. Okay, the transactions between this body, mind and the world are happening according to Ishvara sankalpa. I have no role in it. I have not done anything about it. I have not done anything. Therefore, karta aham asya karta. For this particular action, I am the karta iti matihi katham bhavet. How can this kind of even a thought come to such a person? When kartritvam itself is gone, aham asya karta iti, how can such a mati also come? Tasmat swatantra na kimapyapekshate. Tasmat, therefore, vidya or atmajnanam is swatantra, independent. Kimapi na apekshate, does not require anything. In the presence of an prepared intellect, in the presence of a jnana yogya buddhi, a mere exposure of the buddhi to the Mahavakya is sufficient. This jnanam is capable of independently removing or destroying avidya once and for all, forever, never to come back again. Tasmat swatantra na kimapi akyapekshate. Vidya is swatantra. See, all strilingas. Maya is strilinga. So in the previous we said, sir, yadi sma nashta sa na punah prasuyate sa maya. Whereas here, tasmat swatantra na kimapi apekshate vidya. Vidya is also Shrilinga. So tasmat swatantra vidya na kimapi apekshate. Vimokshaya vidya vimokshaya vibhati kevala. Okay? It is sufficient singly, single-handedly. Jnanam is sufficient to give the nitya phalam of moksha without the help from anything else or from anywhere else. For example, we have seen that in Atma Bodha, if you remember, whatever preparations you do, ultimately you need to put the vessel on the Agni, then only your food will cook. Correct? All the other preparations that you do are preparatory. That's all. Washing the rice, washing the vegetables, cutting the vegetables, putting them in that pot, putting water in them. All those are preparations. But ultimately, what is it that cooks your food? It is Agni. Similarly, Karma Yoga, Pancha Mahayajnas, Upasana Yoga, all are absolutely necessary. But for what? For preparation of the mind, for this knowledge. And once the Agni of this knowledge has literally shown itself and burnt off the Maya, ignorance. Maya means ignorance at my level. The Avarana Shakti of Maya in me is gone. And now I know, aham, who am I? I am not the limited body, mind, sense complex. I am the unlimited Nitya Shuddha Buddha Atma Ahamasmi. And aham Atma Brahmayeva Asmi iti. This knowledge is what is called as Atma Vidya. And Atma Vidya is independent. Atma Vidya does not need the help of anything else. Whatever we have done as karma or upasana is only a preparatory effort and nothing other than that. And therefore, Vidya Vimokshaya Vibhati Kevala, alone by itself, with its own splendor, Vidya or Atmajnanam, what we call as the Brahmakara Vritti, Atmakara Vritti, one Vritti, Aham Brahmasmi, one vritti, one thought clearly understood is Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya is not something, something voluminous. Brahma Vidya is what is called as the Akhandakara Vritti, Brahmakara Vritti. One vritti, one single thought clearly understood. Aham Brahma Asmi. That is Brahma Vidya, which is able to destroy lives and lives and lives of avidya. And this vritti is independent. It does not require the help of anything, nor does Maya or Avidya come back. Once this vritti has done its job, there's no question of ignorance coming back. There's no question of continuing the ritualistic karma to keep Maya from not coming back. No, it's not. You want to do it, you do it. Even after many jnanis continue to do their nitya naimitya karmas, but not as kartas, but as an example to the society. Yad yad acharati shreshtaha, Krishna said. A person who is living in a grahastha who is a jnani, who is a vidvat sannyasi, but decides not to leave the grahastha may still do all the karma as a setting up of an example for other people that this has to be done. He need not do it also because there is no kartritvam at all. But he does it not because he benefits from it, but because he is an example for the others. So, next, Bhagwan Rama gives the examples. He says, this is what is told in the Shruti also. Okay. Sataitariyya Shrutiraha Sadaram Nyasam Prashasthākhila Karmanam Sputam Yetavadityaha Chavajinam Shrutihi Jnanam Vimokshaya na Karma Sadhanam. Vimokshaya Jnanam Yeva Sadhanam. Karmaha chitta shuddhyartam yeva sadhanam. Karmaha jnanaya krama karanam. Krama sadhanam. Not immediate cause. Karma cannot give moksha directly. All the karmas that I am supposed to do, that is the ritualistic karmas, directly cannot give me moksha. In a sequence, by making my intellect prepared, jnana yogya, karma's role is there. But what gives knowledge is only the shruti or this knowledge. What gives moksha directly. Karma is only a sahakari karanam. Upasana is only a sahakari karanam. What gives this moksha is ultimately nothing but this knowledge alone. And Bhagwan Ram is giving, two shrutis as an example. Taitariya Shruti and Vajinam Shrutihi means Brahadaranyaka Upanishad. Taitariya Upanishad and Brahadaranyaka Upanishad are talking about the same. All the Upanishads are talking about the same thing. Kathopanishad, Mundakopanishad, Kaivalyopanishad. Did we not see them all? We saw them. 3 Upanishads we have studied in the last 5-6 years. All of them talk about the same thing. But here, Rama chooses to give the examples of the Taitariya Shruti. Sa Taitariya Shrutiraha Sadaram Nyasam Prashasta Akhila Karmanam Sputam. So, that means once this knowledge is there, then ritualistic karma loses all its importance. Brahma vidapnoti param tadeshabhyukta satyam jnanam anantam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman saha ashnute sarvan kaman saha brahmana vipaschiteti. That is the very first verse of the Taitariya Upanishad. Okay. And Vajinam aham brahmasmi iti. That comes there. In Brahadaranyaka Upanishad comes the Mahavakya aham brahmasmi. So, sa, okay, this particular Taitariya Upanishad very clearly indicates, okay, that after this knowledge, all the sakama karmas can be eliminated because there is no kartritvam at all. And Vajasaneya Upanishad, which is called as Brahadaranyaka Upanishad, says that the only means of attaining moksha is ultimately the direct cause of moksha is nothing but the self-knowledge, not any karma. Karma is only a sahakari karanam. Okay? And karma at a particular time has no purpose. You want to do it, you do it, but it has no more purpose. It can be given up. And it can be given up in a shastric way by taking up to a life of sannyasa, or it can be even, emotionally in the mind, it can be given up. Internal sannyasa also is possible, where I stay away from all kinds of karma and lead my life as Ishvara Sankalpa. That's it. So, all the Upanishads are ultimately talking about the same thing. I think we'll stop with this because Rama Gita, the verses are also a little terse, and at the same time, because it's a small work and Bhagwan Ram is explaining this whole Vedantic teaching in 63 verses. Therefore, it is loaded. It's like real bullets loaded. So I don't want to take too many verses at one time because it may confuse us, or you may get bored also. So today what we have seen is that what the take home message of today's whatever 3 or 4 mantras we saw from Rama Gita is that karma has a role as a sahakari karanam, but that is not sufficient enough to give moksha. Jnanam, that is Shruti, whatever is given in the Upanishads, the Mahavakya Jnanam is like a spark of knowledge, or like fire which burns away all my ajnanam, and avidya does not come back again. And with that, my kartritvam completely goes. And therefore, there is no need for me to get involved with any kind of ritualistic karma again. This knowledge, Mahavakya Jnanam, is sufficient enough. It does not require the help of anything else. Jnanam Vidya, Atma Vidya is Swatantra. It's independent enough to give this knowledge. And therefore, hey Jnana Karma Samuchayavadi, we have nothing against karma. Let us do the karma and upasana till we develop Jnana Yogyata Prapti. But once Jnana Yogyata Prapti is developed, then it is Jnanam alone, the Upanishadic knowledge alone, which releases me forever, permanently from avidya, not to come back again. If this much we remember, that is more than enough. Nandantu sadhaka sarve vinashyantu vidushakaha avastha shambhavi mestu prasannostu gurusada sarve bhavantu sukhinaha sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkham apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat.